is a different car. And on these roads, the car is coming alive. Hey guys, Raj Sangha of Cardi Security. Welcome back to another episode of Raj's Garage. We are back with my Clio V6 here at SG Motorsport in Chippenham. The car's been serviced, plus a whole heap of other things have been done to the car. We'll grab Scott, he can go through what he's done to the car, and then I'll tell you what my plans are with the Clio V6.
Hello Raj.
Hello, how you doing?
Not too bad. Good to see you again.
Good to see you, mate. All ready now, hey, ready to collect?
Yeah, all ready for you to enjoy this summer.
And actually, what a lovely day it is today. I mean, last time when I dropped the car off, it was absolutely pelting it down. In fact, I was a little bit worried that I might just lose the back of the car because we know how tail happy these cars are. I know initially it came in just to have a few bits done. So let's go through what you've done, shall we?
Yeah, so obviously it came in for a service and a check over as normal. So I carried out an inspection and sent you an email with recommendations, etc.
Sure.
And top of that list was your wheels,
yes.
You know. So wheels have been all refurbished in the correct platinum silver.
You say that wheels, initially when I came, one of the wheels, I think it was the passenger side front had a scuff on there. And I was gonna ask you to get that refreshed, but then you mentioned to me the actual color of these wheels wasn't the correct color.
No.
And you showed me a couple of sets here that had already been refurbished. So it was a no-brainer then to do all four. To try and do one, it looks so different to the other three. So yes, you've had all four wheels refurbished and correct tyres.
Michelin Pilot Sport 4, which is the latest spec tyre. So all that's been done. Looked at the rear brake issue, that was just incorrectly fitted rear pads, so new rear brake pads fitted. Engine mounted collapse, so we fitted new engine mount. In its previous life, someone had overfilled the gearbox oil by way too much. I actually pulled an extra litre out of it on draining, but that was without what's already blown over the underside. So it should smell a little bit better on your return journey instead of having the hot gear oil smell. It's got new rear boot struts. So
yeah, they actually work now, do they? Because before I'd open the tailgate and it would just drop again.
Yeah.
Obviously working.
New reverse light switch so you can see when you're reversing in the dark.
Pulley, what was the pulley?
The bottom pulley, these have got a damper pulley, and over time they swell up and crack, and worst case they spring apart. So it's had a new bottom pulley put on it as well. Power steering pressure switch, that was starting to leak. Same again, that leaks down, goes on the pulleys and sprays everywhere, so that was replaced. It's where it should be now, you know.
In terms of any negatives about the car, did you find anything about the car to indicate that maybe it's had a hard life previously to one of the previous owners or before I purchased the car?
No, I mean it's just a normal standard.
That's so good to hear.
Standard V. The problem is with the V is they were cheap at a point of their life, so they just had what they needed. It's only now like people like yourselves are buying them and getting them back up to a standard
and looking after them and cherishing them.
Because the car's never going to be built again.
I don't think anybody's going to build a car like this ever again with an engine in the back, a 3-litre V6 out of Laguna. The way this looks with all the you could class it as a body kit. I don't think there's ever going to be a car like this again. Now, the cam belt was already changed previously, so just for the viewers, so if you're looking to buy a Clio V6, can you explain why the cam belt needs to be done, when it should be done, and what roughly the costs are? Yeah,
it's a Renault recommendation. It's every 5 years or 72,000. It's very rare a V will ever get to 72,000. So a lot of customers have them done at the recommended intervals. It starts from £1,400 to have a cam belt done, but as like yourself, the list goes on. and then
So it's never a camber.
Yeah.
I'm coming for a few bits and pieces, and I've got a 2-page invoice now.
Yeah.
So you're right. The list it's a never-ending list, and there's always stuff to do, and you think, okay, I'll address that at a later stage, and that's what always happens with any classic car as such. And this is more or less, it's a classic now. You know, this is best part of 17 years old, but the phase 1 came out in '99, I think.
Yeah, 2000 was the first, the press release cars.
So you're a 22-year-old car. There's going to be bits and pieces that need doing.
Yeah.
So now, let's talk about you, Scott. You know, I found you through one of the Facebook groups. Everyone recommended your name. You know, everyone spoke extremely highly of you. And I've already been here once, dropped the car, and I've posted a couple of things, and everyone again speaks extremely highly of you. So you are, I would say, probably the go-to guy for Clio V6s in the UK. Is that correct?
Yeah, I mean, there is other specialists, but the V6 is 90% of my work.
Sure.
You know, I do a few other hot hatches.
As we can see around us here, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 just here in the courtyard, and there's probably, I think, another 4 in there, plus mine.
And one in the trailer.
And one in the trailer. I'm assuming these are all here for various bits and pieces of work, are they?
Yeah, they've come in for, same again, what was discussed over the phone and what they've actually ended up with is, you know, we are on, you know, another page, you know. But this is the way people are with V6s, so hopefully now you'll go away with this, you'll do your little mods, and then it's just a matter of routine small services and just tidying up the little bits you want to get done in the future. It's getting that, I know where, you know, I want it right, but over a bit of a period of time, rather than lashing loads of money at it.
Right guys, appreciate everything Scott's done for me with my Clio V6. I think it's time we head back. Before I do, I'm going to show you what cars he's got in the courtyard here. So Scott, thank you very much.
Enjoy your drive.
I will do. It's a good hour or so back. Weather looks okay. So guys, just look at some of the cars that Scott's got here. Now, if you own any of these cars, hopefully you don't mind me showing them on camera. So he's got another Iliad Blue V6, liquid yellow V6. This car was here last time. It's got beautiful interior, different seats to mine. Obviously, he's gorgeous Saab 900 here, which he will not sell, but I've got first refusal on. We've already sold him a Blaupunkt SQR46 Stab. What is that? Well, that's the retro unit from the 90s, but with 21st century technology. That looks perfect in that dash. There's already a video on our channel with that stereo. We'll throw a link up, make sure you watch that. Around the back here, another Iliad Blue. We've got 2 black gold Clio V60s, and we've got an Iceberg Silver V6 there as well. The next phase with my V6 will be putting some spacers front and back and changing the suspension. Now this has got spacers on there, and it does make the car look so different. You know, the wheels and the tyre setup filling that gap in the arch, plus also the suspension setup's different, but we'll talk about that in a few minutes. So guys, I think it's time I got back in my car, drove back to Hayes. I'll tell you how the car feels on the drive back, because I should be able to notice the difference straight out the blocks. And then we'll talk about the next stages. Right guys, just left Scott's place. The Clio is nicely warmed up. I've left it idling for a good few minutes, and I've just taken it for a spin up and down the road, quick blast. I've got to say, Scott's place is absolutely fantastic. He mentioned to me that he's got 15 Clio V6s sitting there, which is just insane. So how does it feel? Well, I've already been for a quick blast, and the difference is night and day. Steering feedback isn't great, but actually for some reason it feels a lot more precise, and that's probably down to the new tyres. It still feels a little bit bouncy on the stock suspension, which we'll talk about in a few minutes, but just for some reason it seems a little bit more planted. The car drives so much better. Now obviously new tyres, fresh rubber. Scott did mention the camber on the back was positive, so that wouldn't have helped with the driving feel, for some reason the car feels quicker. And you know, turning it in here, throwing it in, grip is fantastic, and it does want to pull, which is awesome. This is a different car, and on these roads the car is coming alive. This car is designed for B road blasting, such as this road here. Brakes, pretty good, although I nearly lost my notepad there. I'm very impressed, very, very impressed. So guys, a question for you. Now I'm driving back in my Clio V6. It's a 2005 model, so it's what, 17 years old. And Jason is following me in the Toyota GR Yaris, which is what we came in to pick up the V6. Now, that's a 2021 car. That car cost the company about 34, 35 grand, brand new. Clio V6 is worth a little bit more than that. What would you go for? Would you go for the old school Clio V6, engine in the back, rear wheel drive, you know, all that fun and excitement, and also additional fun and excitement in the rain? Or would you go for the GR Yaris, 1.6 litre engine, single turbo, 3-cylinder, 255 brake, 4-wheel drive, absolutely amazing handling, superb brakes? I know I'm selling that car to you. What would you go for? Would you go for the newer car or the older car? Now, driving back on these B roads, you could choose either. The brakes on the GR are obviously a lot better, but I don't know. It's a tricky one, that, isn't it? What do you think? Now, what are the plans with this car? So obviously it's been serviced, it sounds insane, it drives beautifully, new tires, wheels have been refurbished. This car has been given a clean bill of health. The next steps is suspension. So I am getting some wheel spacers. I've been recommended 15mm on the back, 5mm on the front, and suspension. I have actually ordered my KW Variant 3 suspension. We do sell that at the tuning store, so hit us up if you need suspension for your car, be it a Clio V6 or anything else. So I will have that installed in-house by the team at Cardiff Security Stroke, the tuning store. Then obviously we'll have to get wheel alignment done again. So that's really the next step. I also need to look at security and audio. Cardiff Security, that is what we do. This car has only the stock alarm, which to be fair is very poor. I've already installed a tracker on the car, smart truck tracking system, needed that for the insurance, but for my own peace of mind, I'm going to fit a Clifford Concept 650 alarm system. That'll do central lock-in, Statute approved. It's got also an immobilizer built in as well. And I'm going to do a subtle audio upgrade. Subtle because it is a small cabin. This car is not going to be used a lot, but when I do use it, I like my music and I want to hear some top-end clarity and some low-down grunt. So I'll change the stereo and upgrade the speakers and maybe add a small active woofer inside the cabin, see if I can try and get it underneath one of the seats. So those are the next steps for this car. Guys, what do you think of the Clio V6? I've actually fallen in love with this car. I didn't think I would do, never owned one. You know, it was on the bucket list, but I thought if I can get one for the right money, I'll have it. Now I've got this, absolutely love this car. And you can see by the smile on my face, it's a joy to drive, especially on these roads. If you've got a V6, what have you done to it? Have you lowered the suspension? Have you gone KW? Have you gone Bilstein? Have you dropped yours super low? I'm not planning to drop this super low. What other mods have you done to your V6's seats? Is that worthwhile? Should I change the seats? I don't know, guys. Let me know what you think. As always, guys, like, that's very, very important. It means a lot to us. Subscribe to the channel, hit that bell icon so you get all the notifications when we drop a new video. There's plenty more content coming to the channel, not just about Clio V6s, but about some of my other cars. There's a few cars that are bubbling underneath that I'm trying to buy, that are interesting cars, totally different to the Clio V6, so keep a lookout for them. And obviously share our content. Any comments, any questions, as always, drop them down below. So guys, that's it from me. Over and out. I'm gonna have a nice chill drive on the M4 back to Hayes, and I'll see you on the channel soon.